Yep. Sunday, y'all. Sunday. Happy Passover, everybody out there. Shout out to all the truckers out there, man. Shout out to everybody that's relaxing today, getting ready to go back to work tonight or tomorrow. You know how it is. Shout out to everybody, man. I'm just kind of relaxing today. I'm not doing anything, just relaxing. My people want me to cook, but I'm not cooking. I'm kind of tired. Just relaxing, man. So got 5 people in the building. Y'all hit the thumbs up on the way in. Shout out to all the new drivers in food service, man. Y'all got any question? Go ahead and type in the question. You know what I mean? Type in the question and we will give you the best answer possible, possibly, that we have for you. So like next month I will hit 4 years over here already, man. Time is flying. It seemed like it was yesterday I started. I remember when I started, I came in, man, everything I told them that I was about, or that I could do, that I could handle, I kept my word, you know, and everything been good, man. Not too much stumbling blocks, you know. How long does it take to go from driver helper to CDL training? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. That's that's a management type of question. I don't even know how they. I don't even know what they're. Because remember, I tell you, I don't even know how they're structured or what they're gonna do with that. I don't know. Like my thing, what I would advise, like anybody that's currently a driver helper in a food service company, I would try to get my CDL on my own, like simultaneously, and then just try to incorporate that with your job. I know it's a lot of trade schools out there and programs and all type of stuff that you can research and find out and just basically go ahead and get it. And that make everything more easy for you to when you face the job. It's expensive. I don't know. Um gr- I got mine for free, so I really don't know how. I honestly don't know how that stuff work because I got my CDL from Swift Transportation and I got it for free. I just went through their program, their training program, and signed a contract, do what I had to do, and I think it gotta be more it has to be more ways out there that you can get it for free. Roadrunner say he got his for free through Goodwill Academy. It's a lot of programs out there that will help you get it for free. It's just It's just it's just contracts. Like, let's just say I'm running a trucking company and I'm helping people get their CDL. Like, how you can repay me, you probably have to work for me for a year or 2 years or something like that. That's the way how companies really get the money, not necessarily like take the money from you, but they want to make sure that you're like they're doing something for you, so you got to do something for them. You know what I mean? That's how I took it when I went to Swift. So it got to be programs out there like that. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like I'm not in touch or in tune with things like that nowadays because I just don't know. You know what I mean? I know way back in the days you had some schools that was doing it for like 2,500. So those 2,500 probably turn into like $4,000, $5,000. You got good schools, you got bad schools. I remember there was this one school in Miami, way down on trying to remember the street, but it's like it was a really bad school and they were putting out a lot of bad drivers. So anybody that decided to go to like a CDL school or CDL program, make sure you do your reviews, stuff like that. Talk to the current students if you could, and try to get a feedback on these schools and make sure they're not ripping you off. Make sure they're showing you the proper way. You know what I mean? If you go to a school and you see trucks going on a road test or road drive with drivers, and you looking at the truck and trailer and it's not DOT ready, they're missing mud flaps, missing this, missing that, then I wouldn't recommend going to a school like that. You know what I mean? Because they're already setting you up for failure. You know, so I'll definitely like do my research. Whatever city you are, whatever state you are, look at the local scene first. If you can't find anything on the local scene, then look at one of those over the road company that's willing to assist you on doing what you got to do. You know what I mean? I know a lot of drivers at first when they just get their CDL, they really like they're kind of skeptic of going over the road, but it's not that serious. You'll get used to it. Takes time. I know a lot of drivers they just want to be home every day with their family, and I get it. But sometimes you just gotta do different things in order for a different opportunity to appear. You know, you just gotta do what you gotta do now, so the later on process in your life could be easier. You know what I mean? So that's that. Any means necessary, however you can get your CDL, just go ahead and get it. You know, it's a very like think about the money that CDL drivers pay for their classes or whatever they got to take. I still think that it's worth it. If it went to $10,000, I still think that is worth it. Even if it goes up to $15,000, I still think that is worth it. Because look how much, think about how much we're spending for how much we're going to be getting. You know what I mean? It's far greater than a lot that I see of people going to schools for degrees, spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. They're wasting they're wasting like valuable time when they could just enter, study what they need to study right away. They gotta take different classes and you know what I mean? They just gotta fluff their way through their actual degree. And that's part of the process of draining your pockets. So a lot of times when people come out of school, they're in the hole 100,000. A lot of times people are in the hole 150,000. The average hole that people are in is about the average hole that you'll find a student is I say around 50 to $60,000. You know what I mean? Let me read this message real quick. I'm a female. I was scared to go OTR. Wasn't trying to be at them truck stops. Got my CDL and went straight to food service. What company you work for? What state? And how long you been in food service? Hey, we got 10 people in the building. Y'all hit the thumbs up for me. Say 150,000 in the hole for what? Student loans and stuff like that. I'm just giving you an example, like of degrees, like of going to college and getting your bachelor's and moving on to your master's and stuff like that. Like a lot of times you'll get out of school and you'll be in the negative. I'm just comparing that with all the money we got to pay for CDL. Like to me, we're not giving up a lot, you know? Yeah, most definitely because like and 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 I must say I promote people going to college and I promote like young people pursuing what they gotta do, but I'm making a direct comparison for like us. If you can get a loan, if you don't have the money, you can get a loan, borrow some money for your parents, your relative, the $5,000 or however much it is. I think it's worth it to get a CDL. That's that's what I'm trying to say. We got PFG in the building going on. Quick trip. Okay, okay. That means you guys. That means it sounds like you in Georgia, right? Cause I know we don't have no quick trip down here in Florida. So, man, how you like it? How you like working there? Yeah, my bad, y'all. I was Cheney's been pretty good. Cheney's been pretty good, man. Everything's good on my side. No complaints. Pretty much been running the same route for a while now. So ain't really nothing, man. Nothing to it. Just go to work, do my thing, clock in, clock out. You know, good company, good management, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Good environment. Good environment. It must not. They don't know he played. They don't know he played. No, I'm not letting them in. Close the door. Close it. Yeah. Oh, you say you in Texas? Okay, so you guys mostly do like I guess I guess you guys mostly do like chain accounts, right? Yeah. Yeah, we most definitely we component pay. Um component pay. Well, component pay, we got a pretty nice component program going on. The only thing that I see nowadays, man, is that I don't understand about food service is like you go work for a component based company, right? You coming in as a driver, but you don't want to push no cases, and you don't want to do the things necessarily things that it takes to make money when it literally states that if you do this, if you do that, you'll make such and such amount of money. You know what I mean? So I just don't understand why drivers come to food service and lay down. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. You know what I mean? Man, I wanna that's my next chapter in my food service career right there. I wanna go back to chain account, man. I'm tired of doing these mom and pops. We like the customers and we like what we're doing, but you just want to do something different, you know? Definitely not for the week. Would I ever work for waste management? Definitely, definitely not. And the simple fact is because like monetary wise, like If I was to do that, I wouldn't be doing it for the money. I'll tell you that. If I was supposed to leave Cheney and go to like any other local company right now, it wouldn't be for the money because I guarantee you, I don't see nobody else paying me as much as I'm making right now. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? So, and I don't have no desire to leave my job right now because I like what I do, man. You know. But that being said, I'm not saying that waste management is a bad company. Like, you know, if that's a route that you want to take, definitely look into it. They got good job security. You know what I mean? They do pay good. You know, but yeah, I heard Blue Service is definitely a good company. You know, definitely a good company to check out. I would definitely recommend that company right there. Or you say Cisco wouldn't hire you? Where you stay at, man? Do you live in a Cheney Brothers area? And if you come fresh out of CDL school and Florida, you live in Florida, right? So you got to think, okay, what do you want to do? You want an easy job? You want an easy truck? You want easy? Okay. So let me break it down to you like this, right? You live in Florida. Do you want easy or do you want the money? Right? First, you got to figure that out first. Easy is like, you know, like the LTL, the those companies where you just drop and hook, um, waste management, stuff like that. Um, you know, those companies like I would even consider. I don't know. Is beverage easy? It looks easier than food service. Like there's a fuel. Fuel is I was never a fuel driver. It just is easier than food service. So you can take the E is where it's at. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, like to get paid the best, you got to work the hardest in Florida. You know, as I keep on saying in Florida because other states is not like that. You know. Then, it's, so, what state? I forgot what state you say you out of. That sounds like a What state you out of? Okay, you in Texas. You did say they making money like that in Texas. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like any company that's advertising 6 days a week, me personally, I wouldn't recommend it because that means you have to work 6 days a week. I'm currently working 6 days, but I don't have to work 6 days. So you don't want to be in a position where you have to work 6 days. You want that 6 day to be a bonus, right? And over here where I'm at, we get a bonus for working 6 days, right? So when the company advertise that, man, like just be careful before you go sign up for them. You know, like you say Louisville, Kentucky, looking for drivers. Man, ever since I stopped making ever since I haven't been making food service videos like that. But one thing I noticed, like every now and then, I went on this guy's channel the other day. This guy he worked for U.S. Food, and I'm reading his comment, and I just noticed they think it's kind of hard, but man, all the new drivers out there, don't worry about the negativity, man. Don't worry about the people that can't do what you're about to do. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you gotta live your life. Next every week. Oh, that's straight. That's straight, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Can I be honest with you? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Nah, I don't. Nah, $1,900 is good, man. But I'm gonna be on. Let me be honest with y'all. I really believe that every single food service driver should find a way to make more than $2,000 a week. Right? It's like you can do it. It's like they give you an opportunity to do it, especially when it's slow. Right? Just figure it out. Find a way. Do what you got to do and get your money up. Right? Because like it'll be a lot of drivers that be bragging about making 100,000 or whatever, whatever. Like making 100,000 in this economy nowadays is rough. It's very rough. We live in a bad economy, bad times. So you got to make as much money as possible. You got to understand to hit $100,000. All you got to do is make $1,928 a week, something like that. If I if I remember the math in my head, bro, we've been hitting me and my homies that was at U.S. Food that came from U.S. Food to Cheney with me, bro. We started hitting 100,000 after our second year in food service. After we finished our first year, boom, we figured it out. The second year we started doing 100,000, right? Boom, we've been making money ever since, bro. We figured out the system. We doing what everybody else don't want to do. Nobody wants 20 stops. I'll take 20 stops. Guess what? They pay for the stops. Like we just figure out component, right? Like, give me all the components. Let me go do it. You know what I mean? We've been hitting that for the longest, right? Now we got drivers that's making some serious money, man. Man, one of the thing is, I'm glad you brought up this topic about safety. One of the thing is, I see drivers. First of all, let me talk about this, right? Because I even got some friends. I make fun of them all the time. Um, let's talk about equipment, right? You got to recognize and realize that what your equipment can do, right? If you work a route, only you know the route. If you need a 28 footer to do that route, you got to request a 28 footer. If you think it can work with a 36 footer, you take the 36 footer. But yo, let me tell you, do not take the 48 footer if you don't have to, right? I remember I had an accident at US Food. It was more like an incident because it was like the other car was not moving, right? And I remember it was with a 48 footer. I was in a tight spot, making a right turn, and my tail swing caught the car and broke the lights or whatever like that, right? So ever since then, man, I told myself like, if I work a route and it's not ideal for a 48 footer, because the route that I run right now, if I had a 48-foot trailer, it'll make it so easy because I get a lot of cases, right? I would take that 48 footer. But I know that it's safer for me to take that 36 footer. So guess what? Take the 36 footer. I do it. I do a lot more digging. I just do what I got to do to get the job done. You know what I mean? Could you get $3,000 checks? Yeah, you could, but you just gotta run like okay. Certain routes could. Let me just say this. I know how component works, right? And right off the top of my head, I can tell you it's three routes where I work right now. It's three routes that I know that can get the $3,000 check in 1 week, right? Or let me not say a $3,000 check because we don't get paid every week. We get paid every 2 weeks. It's three routes that can potentially make $3,000 in a 1 week if everything goes right, right? And my route is one of them. I know, and the other two routes is two of my boys. So it's definitely off top of my head. I know three routes that could do it. Could they do it every week? No. Have any of these routes done it every week? Any week? Yes. Has any one of us did it this year? Yes. Um, shit. I think. Hold up. Yeah. So it could be done. It's definitely. You just gotta like. You just gotta move a lot of cases, man. This week, I moved 4,400 cases. This week was always a busy week for me. So it definitely could be done, man. Because 3,000 is becoming like the new 3,000 is becoming like the new 2,000 very soon. Not yet, but very, very soon. Right now, 2,500 is the new 2,000, right? $2,500 is the new $2,000, but 3,000 pretty sooner or later is becoming the new $2,000. People is going to be able to hit that with the norm. And it's well deserved because it's not like they're giving it to you, like you're working hard for it. You know what I mean? You got to earn it. I mean, it's not like I'm going to work and not doing nothing. They just handing me a check. You know what I mean? Like we work hard for this, man. You know what I mean? More stocks, more cases, more pay. Right? So let me give you a breakdown because I can't really like touch too much on component. Right? So all right, take out your calculator for a second. I'm gonna give you a little breakdown. Right? So let's just say a company similar to mine's. Let's just say they start you at 30 cents a case. That's your start pay as a new food service driver, right? So I'm gonna give you a little rundown of my route that I had Friday. I had 925 cases. So do 925 times 38 cents, right? And Friday I had 21 stops, right? So multiply 21 stops times $5 per stop, right? And then you gotta multiply the mileage. Friday made like $15 worth a mile, right? And then on top of that, I think you gotta times that by 10%, right? So that'll be like if a new driver get a route like that, that will be a new driver's pay, right? But you gotta understand like the longer you're with the company, there's certain incentives in there that's gonna go up until it hits a point where you just topped out, you're top paid. You know what I mean? And one thing I like about Cheney, I don't know if they do this anymore. I don't even know if I can talk about that. Never mind that. But Cheney is a good company to work at. But I'm just saying, like, I think the new guys start at 30 cents per case or 28 cents per case. I don't remember. something way down there. You know what I mean? We got 10 people up in the building right now. Hit the thumbs up on the way in. Appreciate y'all for coming through. You know what I mean? More everything on the component is like, and that's why I want to go back to chain account, man. Why my daughter calling me? That's why I want to go back to chain account because when you did chain account, man, it's easier for the cases to add up. Like you can get 1,200 cases easily, 1,400 cases. It seemed like in chain account, you can definitely like, okay, so running chain account for U.S. food for a short time, you can fit a lot of cases in that 48, man. I remember the most cases I ever got was like 1,400 cases, right? I remember seeing that, man. I was wondering how am I going to deliver 1,400 cases by myself? And you just get it done, man. Like with chain account, it's easier. That's why I want to go back to chain account, man. That's what I want to do. And I keep saying I want to go back to chain account, definitely for Cheney brothers. Not for anywhere else, but sometimes life opportunity, you never know where opportunity takes you. So we keep our eyes and ears open, but I definitely want to do a chain account for Cheney brothers. You know what I mean? And pass this route along someday to somebody else. This is a good route. It's a good paying route. Um, I know somebody definitely gonna be happy with this route. You know what I mean? Definitely, man. It's definitely a good route. You know what I mean? And that's what it is, man. Like a lot of guys, they come in, man, right away. They want an easy route. Um, a lot of guys, they come in right away, and their thing is, soon as they come to work, their thing is they're thinking about getting off, going home early. You know what I mean? A lot of guys, they come into work every day. They want to dodge the system, and what the system is coming in and just going to work, man. But a lot of guys, they come in and they play the games like they can't do this and they can't do that, and they make supervisors feel sorry for them. So they always end up getting the easy stuff to do, the easy runs. And you gotta understand, like when once you get treated like that, like you're always gonna be that type of driver, man. Like quote unquote, a lot of truck drivers like they come to food service. I don't know why because they're soft, and they melt like butter. Um, you know, they're just soft, man. Softer than I'm looking for a word to describe some of these guys. Softer than them big marshmallows, the big extra fat marshmallows. A lot of men are soft nowadays, man. Like, a lot of like I always say this. I said this in some of my videos in the past. Like a lot of females. Shout out to the females. Is like is stronger, mentally tougher than some of these mans nowadays, man. Like, it's a lot of men out there. They come to food service. They want you to hold their hands and stuff like that. They want you to feel sorry for them when they have more than 300 cases. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, just go get the cases off the truck, man, and stop crying. I do not like people that cry. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I hate people that cry. You know what I mean? Just man up and do the job. Or I see this comparison a lot, man. Like just like Bronny James, his dad got him in the NBA. Food service to me is like the same comparison, right? If you don't like what you're doing, if you want to fluff your way around, just leave, go do something else, and free up the spot for somebody else that really want it. Because to me, you're just taking up a roster spot, for somebody that could really use it for them and their family right now. You're wasting time. Um, a lot of guys out there that weak, your own your own wife think you're soft. Your own kids, they look down at you. They gotta remind you to take out the garbage, stuff like that. You're not built for it tough. You're built Toyota Prius soft. Um, a lot of guys just gotta man up, man. Uh, nah, but on the real though, on the real, all jokes aside, like you say, a lot of guys softer than charming. Yeah, man, I hate to see a man cry, bro. Like it's not an easy job, bro. I've been saying in my videos since day one. Like I came out, like I remember my first video, bro. I say like I've been telling people, like even though I say this job is easy for me, I gotta understand that it's not easy for everybody, yo. Hey, see, I got a female to agree with me, yo. See, she know exactly what I'm talking about. It's those you call those guys, man. I don't know what category to put them in. I need P Diddy's help. I need Puffy's help to come up with a category for some of these dudes. Like they always seem to get the easiest job, like a job that you never heard of. Like they come to work and you find out they're picking up their job assignment today. They're picking up a trailer in Egypt. Like go pick up the trailer in Egypt and come back. Like they always get some weird stuff to do, man, or and it's just they find a way to do it, bro. Like it'll be their first year in food service, and like everybody find out that they're doing the easiest stuff. And it's not that we care that some guys do that. This is the thing, right? This is what get drivers upset because we know we're out there like busting our ass, and then we see you supervisors. We see supervisors like babying people along. Like we see that, and we try to like understand like what a lot of people don't get. If we're on a team, right? You got to understand like a team is only as strong as our weakest link, and some of you guys are making our weak link weaker. You know, and it's definitely like I don't think that's a good look, man. Hold up, bro. I know you playing, man. You got to be playing. Bro. Yeah, man. Some of these guys, man, like you cannot make a weak link weaker, bro. Because the team is only as strong as our weakest link, right? And what I mean by that, like let's just say a guy that runs a big route, right? Let's just say he called out not feeling good, right? Now you gotta look at the weak link, right? Bro, when I started food service in US food, like us extra drivers, us weak links, because when I say weak link, I don't necessarily mean that in my term, my food service term, I don't necessarily mean that you're weak. I mean like the extra guys floating around that don't have a route. Bro, we was able to like we could go anywhere, do anything, anytime. We didn't back down from nothing. We was well trained to take on any route, layover routes and all. Nowadays, Bro, you put a driver on a route nowadays that, let's take my route for example. You put a certain type of driver on that route, you probably gotta send them so much help, bro. You know what I mean? It's just one case at a time, one stop at a time. You know, it's gonna get done, man. You gotta trust the process. You gotta have a process. You gotta come up with a process. But the thing that beats the process is the only thing that stop people nowadays is people. Like you're stopping yourself. Hey, get over here. Stop. Come here. Buck. 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 Man, I'm always talking noise, bro. Come here. Come here. This boy always selling out the neighbors, y'all. Bro, why you bugging? Why you bothering people? Man, I would say come to Florida, but I like Texas. I like Texas, man. I like the way I like y'all houses. I like Texas just a smooth state. I know I only been to like Houston, I've been to Dallas, I've been to like some of the surrounding areas, San Antonio. I just like Texas, man. Everything is straight in Texas. But I get it, like dealing with steers and stuff like that. It's a technique to it. It's a technique to it. And once you grasp the technique, you just do it one step at a time. You know, like for instance, I see a lot of guys they go upstairs, but they don't use their I don't know what you call that thing on the back of the hand truck, but it's literally designed to go upstairs. You know, like that little white part, to lean your hand truck back, put your foot in place, and just lift it up, and it'll go up easy. You know. Oh, you from Cali? Okay, okay, from Cali to Texas. What made y'all move to Texas? From the Bay Area to Texas. Sometimes I want to leave Florida, man. I just want to cash out of my house and move someplace where I can get a house for cheap or cash. So we don't gotta work this hard, man. Like everything's going up in Florida, man. They're making Florida like expensive state, bro, to live in. You know, like nowadays that people that don't own a house down here, it's like so hard for them to get one. And even if you get one, like the mortgage, it just keeps going up because like the property taxes just keep going up. The insurance it just keeps going up. You know, my property insurance it went up. It went up like $400 from last year, and that's a lot for 1 year. You know what I mean? So I'm always thinking about other states that I can try. You know what I mean? I know it'll be like a big change, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? I already got a lot of oh hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Buying house and land in Texas. That's what it's all about right there. I think those jobs are difficult to get because like they just want they just want you to have like a strong resume. This is my opinion, right? I think like a Walmart, they want you to have like a strong resume with a lot of work history, with a lot of good work history. You know, elite jobs is gonna come with elite expectation. You know, not too much tickets, your personal car, stuff like that. Walmart could even want you to have like a 10-year work history, if I'm not mistaken. I have no proof of that, but oh, okay, you're into you want land, you like the plant stuff. Okay, okay, I can dig that. I can definitely dig that. Yeah, I try to grow a lot of stuff in my yard, man, and some of the stuff it works out, but some of the stuff like it doesn't work because like you look at if you dig, man, you digging nothing but sand where I'm at. Of course, you know, coconut tree they grow everywhere. So, but Georgia is definitely a good state if you want land. I mean, we got 10 people in the building. Hey, so what y'all did today, man? How many of you guys celebrated today? What they had going on today? Oh, Easter. How many of you guys celebrated Easter? And who? How many of you guys celebrate Passover? And how many of you guys like don't celebrate either? Right? And how many of y'all actually know what Easter is or Easter is not? You know what I mean? Or how many of you guys know that Easter isn't even in the Bible? You know, it's just another man-made holiday. How many of you guys care? So you celebrating 420? You know, one thing that's let me talk about this real quick, right? I think I talked about this the other day. Like, we'll save that topic for a different day. But what I'm gonna eat for dinner, man. What I'm gonna eat for dinner? I'll probably jump on a. Most of the supermarkets are closed today. I don't know about where you guys are at. Publix is closed. Walmart is open. You know, yo, we got 12 people in the building, man. What company you guys work for? What company you guys represent? Let me know. We got Brian Willis from the Bay. He said he ain't leaving the Bay. He's there to stay. We ain't leaving the Bay. We here to stay. Mark said he don't celebrate any. That's what's up, bro. Yo, because like, let me talk about like, okay, let me go. Let me tell you something, Mark. Right, and I'm gonna get extreme in my comparison right now. Right, criminals, criminals nowadays can see that most of these pastors out here are criminals. Right, even a criminal can see that most pastor nowadays is a criminal. Right, they can see it. You know what I mean? Money hungry, make up stuff, always want to collect extra money. They got to drive the latest Mercedes. They don't want to work. Do not want to work. Like all pastors should have a job. If you're gonna go by the Bible, like every man should have a job because every man should work, right? Don't want to work. Want to take from the people. You know what I mean? Even a criminal can see that, bro. Like it's very hard to find like a real person that preaching the real word from the Bible nowadays. You know what I mean? So a lot of people they're just not into that type of stuff no more. You know what I mean? But I must say, like if you want to know, man, just read that book for yourself. You know what I mean? We got Say I Freight up in the building. PFG up in the building. Hey, how does PFG work, right? Before I get out of here, I got one question about PFG, right? Does PFG hire drivers from their competitors? Not competitors. Let me rephrase this. Does, okay. Well, come here. Well, come here. Come on. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, quick question. Does PFG hire drivers that work for their that work for company that they own or that's affiliated with them? Just a quick question, real quick, before I get out of here. Let me know. Let me know how that is. Hold on. Let me turn. Okay, let me turn on the sprinkler first. Let me know, man. Any PFG driver that catches on the replay, let me know. I just want to know. A driver asked me that question the other day, and I said I'm gonna put it out there. But I'm gonna get out of here, man. Y'all go ahead and enjoy the rest of your